Tomorrow show. 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 Oh yeah. Yeah, we're good. Yeah. You got that singer. You gotta sing that live, right? You gonna do that?
The Tomorrow Show.
Oh shit, that's probably good. Woo!
The Tomorrow Show.
That's awesome. Hello.
Hello. We're back.
We're back. Happy 2023. Hello, AC.
Hello, AC.
Hello, everyone.
I'm Mike V.
I'm Erin D.
This is the
I'm
Tomorrow
AC.
Show. There's AC over there. Yeah. That's the Tomorrow Show.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
Who's
Year.
that? Who that? Who just said that?
You know,
That's my man Phoenix. Hi, Phoenix. AC's dog, Phoenix. Yeah.
Aw.
whenever these things start,
He loves
he
loves
knows
live streams, doesn't he?
he'll be quiet the entire day, night, nothing. The second this starts popping, he's like, "Hey,
Hey man, I want your attention. I want your attention right now. Now that you're not giving it to me." That's how our cat is. That's how Gandalf, our cat, is.
Definitely.
And if we have any new viewers right at the top of the show, you're going to get to know many of our pets over the course of your time with us. But
Like
mostly,
Minnie.
yeah, Minnie's always, you can find her. It's like a, it's kind of like a highlights, the hidden stuff. Remember the Highlights magazine?
Oh, yeah,
Remember Highlights magazine, AC? And
that was fun.
yeah,
they had the little basically it was like a drawing, an illustration where you had to find like little items hidden in the drawing.
yeah." Before there was "Where Is Waldo?"
Yeah. Highlights magazine dates me a little bit, but you know, some dentists' offices don't update their magazines very much either.
This is Gandalf.
Yes, Gandalf is our young rascal of a cat, wizard cat. And Minnie is our older, wiser professor, also a wizard, but Professor Minerva McGonagall. And then obviously, what's Gandalf's full name? Does Gandalf have a full name?
Yeah.
What's his full name?
It's Gandalf Parmesan is his middle name because he loves Parmesan cheese and he will seek it out and lick it off of anything.
Pretty much any dairy product he's done.
Yeah, he's like that with butter too.
Is Phoenix trying to get into food all the time?
No, not really. Like, if I leave something out, he's pretty good about not messing with it. We've only had maybe 1 or 2 instances where he's gotten into some stuff.
Yeah.
He got into some butter once, and I freaked out.
Is butter bad?
No, I looked it up.
Oh,
I
God.
was okay.
Not great, but it's okay.
Yeah,
It's not poison.
it's not. Yeah, it's not like them getting a hold of like a Snickers bar or something. You know.
Yeah. Oh,
right,
yeah.
Right. Ooh, I Spy books. Remember those?
Yeah.
Those were sick. Those are kind of like the same format as the Waldo books. Big ass, like kind of hardcover ish.
Okay, so
You open them up.
I
I'm
got
sure there's some paperback
this.
ones too.
Reminds me, Highlight Magazine. I got this thing in the mail. My mom found it for me, and I don't know what it was called, but you would get like a little portfolio,
Yeah.
and it had like clues in it, and it would like it had clues, and you'd have to like you would go to a place to like figure out this mystery.
Huh.
And it was like a monthly thing for kids.
That's awesome.
If anybody remembers that, if anyone else got that, let me know, because I don't know what it was. I don't remember.
I don't know
enough
that
of it.
one, but like,
But it was really cool. It was kind of like Carmen Sandiego or something, but like you weren't trying to find Carmen Sandiego, you were trying to like figure out a mystery.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. You made me think of Book It though.
Oh.
Book It was a thing that in my early days of reading school, by the way, we're going to talk about some books today. But most importantly, pizza. Who is a bigger fan of pizza? I don't know. Maybe you, maybe AC. I think we're all kind of like,
maybe Gandalf.
I think we're all big fans of pizza. So if you want to get a kid just like totally nuts about reading books,
yeah,
you cultivate a partnership with Pizza Hut,
but
a fine establishment like Pizza Hut.
Yeah,
and you offer a personal pan pizza if that little dude is reading a bunch of books and getting signed off by his parents or his teachers, and then he gets to go and be rewarded with a nice little personal pan pizza. You feel like a king.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a good way to teach kids to read, I guess. It
was really cool.
Maybe food is reward. I know there may be some research that's like that's not a good reinforcer.
Yeah, but it was also like a long-term goal. So
you earned that thing, man.
Like you had to get 5 or 6. And yeah. Oh yeah. So I just found out about this. I wish I knew about this growing up. I don't know if they still do it. Do they still do it?
What? Book It?
Yeah, bookitprogram.com.
No. Is it still a thing?
Or did they bring it back? Because I didn't think they still did it.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like there's an active website.
Every 90s 2000 kid, I think, like remembers.
Yeah, so here we go.
Oh my god. Look
at that. Yeah, so they've updated it. They got some of them pride colors running through it. They got like a website. I don't think they had a website when I was booking it. I remember winning a hat.
Oh, you did?
I read so many damn books that I got pizza and
I read so many damn books, I got a hat.
My parents got so frustrated with me misbehaving sometimes that they'd be like, "All right, no books before bed," and I'd be like, "No."
That's the dream, though. That's a dream kid.
I love books. I haven't been reading as much in the last couple of years, but I don't know. I gotta go in waves. You read any good books lately, AC?
No, the last book that I read, I'm gonna go get it actually.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any recent books that you read that you like?
Yeah.
That have gotten you through? Like,
yeah.
Like
I just finished the most banned book in America.
What book is that?
Is called Genderqueer, and it's by a non-binary graphic novelist. It's a graphic novel, and it's banned in like every state. But
every state?
Like 40 or 48 of them or something. Like most states.
Not
like
Illinois.
Almost everywhere. Probably in a school somewhere in Illinois, yes.
Maybe downstate.
So it's really beautiful, though. It's like so beautiful and really gorgeous. And
Gandalf Parmesan, what are you doing, man?
What you got, AC?
Yeah, what book you got, AC?
It's been a while, but this is the last book that I read, and it's No Effects.
Oh, that's cool.
The hepatitis bathtub and other stories.
The hepatitis bathtub and other stories. Is that also a graphic novel? Is that like a comic book style?
No, this is just what they got for the cover.
Just the cover looks like that. Cool.
But it's interesting how the book, it's how it's written, how it's pieced together. It pretty much, because there's 4 of them in the group, and it pretty much like they all have their own chapters, like starting from before they met to how they met, and just it's very interesting how it's written. It's a great read. It's sad. It'll make you laugh. It'll definitely make you cry. It's a very interesting read. They're actually
man.
retiring this year. They're playing their last shows.
Wow.
Been for like 30 something years.
Yeah, they've been around.
Yeah.
So
yeah, man, that's cool. It's always fun reading books about some of your like favorite like musical like heroes. I've read some really interesting stuff like one of them being a Zappa book. Read some Hendrix books, some Beatles books. I've got a Howlin' Wolf book I want to dig into, a BB King book that was just bonkers, like that.
This is talking about all his ladies, right?
I don't even know what to say about the BB King book, but it was a ride. The Johnny Cash book was like you could hear him like sitting in your head, just being like Men in Black, you know, like it was.
I'd like to check that one out.
That was really cool.
The Bob Dylan Chronicles book was also like that, where it was like you could hear
like you were sitting there
rambling.
Yeah, and that's a cool thing about books. They can like transport you much like music.
This is the one that is banned everywhere right now.
That is a beautiful cover.
So yeah, it's like.
And why is it banned? Is it because they're like you're indoctrinating children,
Yeah.
you're sexualizing kids?
But it's like just about their experience being genderqueer. So there's like a little part about Johnny Weir, but it's like.
Who's Johnny Weir? Is he the figure skater?
The figure skater,
right?
Yeah. Like, oh no, my high school coming out journey. You know, like people don't like that.
But it's very like slice of life comic book, kind of like old style.
Their sister like colored it all too, so they illustrated it, and their sister colored it all.
It's amazing.
But it's
family
like,
project.
It's really, really pretty too. Like there's some parts in it that are just so so gorgeous. So yeah,
pretty cool.
That was amazing, and they're a really good Instagram follow too.
Hell yeah. So
yeah, I read that, and that was lovely. And I'm trying to read. I'll do like one night I'll read, you know, just a few minutes in my like this nonfiction history book I'm reading, and then the other night I'll read like fiction. So I'm not getting too like bogged down by anything.
That's tight.
Try to keep it.
Yeah, and before we get too far into the show, I just want to give a shout out to 01 Ella and Alice Y DRA. I don't know how you say that, but Ashley, BLG, Damn Judge, Commander Root, Draft Stat, Stream Farer, all of you, you know, coming in, hanging out on Twitch with us. It means a lot. Tell your friends, share the stream. Let them know we do this every other Sunday, 1 to 3 Central Standard Time. And the Tomorrow Show is all about taking an intersectional approach to all the conversations we have about the things we love and realizing that they all intersect with our mental health and being proactive, taking care of ourselves. So, you know, on today's show, we're going to revisit some of our usual segments. Searching for Goodness returns. We're going to kind of just like take a very mundane trip to the pet store for pet food. And we're going to hopefully remind you that you can search for goodness even during the dumb stuff we got to do on the day to day. And just kind of take a moment to commune with nature also in a weird way.
Yeah.
Even in captivity.
Yeah.
As problematic as that may be. So that's going to be fun. And then that'll probably dovetail into talking about just how amazing nature is and like the creations of these little tiny things. And then, of course, Theory and Beats returns. AC, tell me like a little bit how you think like last night went and like where you're headed with this beat.
I don't know. It's It's different. I got an idea, and I was messing with it a bit last night and a bit this morning, and like I got an idea, but I don't want to commit to it.
That's cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it'll be a good example of showing people that like you can pretty much turn anything into music. You can record like the atmosphere around you with these devices in your pocket and potentially turn it into music. And sometimes, you know, your pets just really want your attention too. So we got one part of a 2-part beat. You'll get to see the little beginnings, and then we'll show you the ultimate culmination of that beat in future tomorrow shows. So but that's gonna be cool. I wanna kind of talk first like about what's been getting us through on the tomorrow show. If you've never watched this before, we talk about why we call it the tomorrow show. Sometimes you're feeling so shitty and like isolated that all you can really focus on is getting to the next day, because then that's going to be like kind of another opportunity for it to again suck or maybe be a little bit better, which that's why you hang on, and that's why we need you to get to tomorrow. We don't want to be talking about any of y'all tuning in as a memory. We love each and every one of you. You matter. You're worth it. And whatever you're going through, no matter how painful it might feel right now, if you try to get to tomorrow, maybe that pain will lessen a little bit. And we try to impart certain lessons about the things that aren't usually considered mental health and how we get through each and every day in between our live streams, like, and kind of keeping it in that short term is often a better way to like not get overwhelmed by the long term stuff. So just as like a suggestion for being proactive and like manageable and practical about how we deal with developing skills for maintaining good mental health is really important. Let's not make it like extra confusing and full of jargon and like sciencey if we don't have to, and let's just talk about it in the ways that we got through. You know, it might be fun internet videos or whatever, might be playing music. What are some of the things that have gotten you guys through the last couple well, I guess it was like probably many weeks since our last stream because of the holiday break. What's been getting you guys through? There's been a lot of information to process on the daily as usual. So what's getting you through? Chat too. Sound off.
Yeah, please. Well, we talked about the books.
Talked about the books.
That book was nice.
Rad.
Seeing family, we had to put it off a little bit because some people were sick, but everyone was okay, and we got to see Mike's family, and that was real nice.
Waiting to celebrate Christmas is challenging.
Yeah, but then it's also kind of nice.
But it's nice.
The last 2 years we've done that, and it's kind of nice because you're like, it like spreads it out a little bit. But
sure. It's weird holding the presents. It's weird.
It is.
Having the expectation and then like getting kind of like having to process that being let down a little bit or feeling let down.
Yeah.
AC, you are kind of in this similar boat. You're celebrating with your family coming up. Do you relate to that at all?
A little bit. Sure.
Yeah. I mean, I don't get to see my family very often at all, so I was feeling that a lot this year.
Yeah. I feel fortunate
sucks.
that I'm close regionally speaking to my family, most of my family. I miss a lot of them that are distant and are in different states for sure. And but yeah, I don't think it compares to like, for instance, her situation. You're in a situation where it's like maybe a little bit like more sparing that you get to see your family and spend that time, kind of like soaking up that time. So
that's silly weather.
Yeah.
I tell you.
Whew. That's been crazy in California and Nevada where my family is.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's like my parents lost power for 24 hours and I was freaking out.
Ugh.
Yeah, I was like I'm going to call my friend and she'll go save them if I have to. She would do that for me. Or
Hell
and
yeah.
them, she loves them.
It's good.
But
friend.
yeah. What?
That's a good friend.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was like, who do I know? Who do I know who could do that? You know.
Yeah. Yeah, for real.
It's like, oh yeah. But anyway,
It was,
I don't know. Yeah,
it was tricky.
Yeah, you just keep going. I think I say like the same thing all the time. Like I find some cool thing to watch.
Yeah.
And that kind of keeps I think it's because it keeps my mind off things. It keeps it a little bit.
Well, you have a tool set.
Yeah.
Like you have.
Well, sometimes
you have some things that you lean into, right?
Right. I think the trick for me now is not overusing that, like compulsively, just like watching TV or movies because that's like what's always worked.
Yeah.
So that's So that's like the trick.
I feel that like a lot of times I have all these things stacking up in my head that I want to be doing, and then I like opt to do something like watch TV just because it's like it kind of overwhelms me. And then I'm like, all right, I'm just going to watch this thing.
Yeah.
And the time is going to pass and I'm going to get sleepy and I'm going to go to bed. And
yeah.
Tomorrow I could try again.
It's hard not to do that in like the gloomy winter too. You know, it's like, yeah. So yeah. So Scramsky said that they're reading classic sci-fi. That's cool. That's fun.
I love sci-fi.
Yeah.
We watched Andor.
We watched all of Andor the last couple weeks. We didn't watch it too fast.
Rebellion stories are cool.
And it was so cool. Yeah. Highly recommend.
Man,
and I like
Imperial security bastards.
Yeah. Well, I like how they're taking there's not so much of Jedis and all of that stuff so much in Andor. It's kind of more about like the everyman. And those are the people who are leading the revolts for the rebels. And like that, I think is like, it's cool that the Star Wars franchise has kind of started to go that way where they're like, let's get all these different people of color in here. Let's get all these people from around the world. You know, like this new one has Diego Luna, who I think is from Mexico. And you know, there's a Kiwi in there. There's some other Latinx. There's some Asian people, and it's just like really cool because you're like, oh look, now it looks like our world. It looks like a galaxy, and they're the ones that. This is how we make it relatable to like our world now, you know. And I love how they're doing that more.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Like I love Jedis, I love lightsabers, but like. That's the
stuff.
To
see the more real life implication, even though it's like a very fantastical sci-fi story, to see like the political kind of like narratives that parallel our own world.
Yeah.
Like you take our world, you put it in space, and it's like it gives you something to kind of talk about those things with maybe people that don't see what's right in front of them happening. So there's value in that, I think, tremendous value. But yeah, sci-fi classic novels. Can you give us some examples, Scramsky? I want to hear some, like maybe like top 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I want to like be thinking about that right. Because I love some sci-fi stuff, but I'm like kind of limited to authors like Stephen King and Kurt Vonnegut, or I don't know. I've read Bradbury. I've read some Ray Bradbury. Yeah. He's considered a pretty big sci-fi luminary, right?
Yeah, it's like those are like Vonnegut is interesting because he's like
I know my
It's
man's
not
read
a-
some Stephen King over there. You've read some Stephen King,
Yeah,
right,
like
bud?
both of those authors are kind of like not. It's hard to put them in a genre, to be honest. Like they're not just one genre,
Sure.
so it's cool.
Yeah. Do you think of Stephen King as sci-fi, AC?
Horror, like
Or do you
he's
think
horror.
of him as like horror?
He's sometimes
or-
not even that.
I
Sometimes
think
it's
he's,
fantasy.
I think he's just a writer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Because then you got Shawshank Redemption. That's not
Which
not
makes-
either
Yeah,
one.
it's what makes him so awesome. You know, he can, he can write a horror thing, and then he can turn around and write something that's so horrifying that's more like a mind type, mess with your
Like
mind.
a suspense thriller kind of psychological mind fucker.
Yeah.
So he's
Childhood Ends is Arthur C. Clarke.
Arthur C. Clarke.
Oh
okay.
man, there's so many cool covers from that
Wait,
book.
hold up on that. What were you saying, AC?
Sorry.
No, he's just a cool writer. That's all.
No, he sure is. And you got a couple of his volumes on your shelves that I always eye when I'm over there making beats and such. Skramsky, you said Childhood's End is Arthur Clarke?
Arthur C. Clarke, yeah.
Arthur C. Clarke, that name sounds so familiar. Martian Chronicles is Ray Bradbury, isn't it?
Yeah.
I read that a while ago. Ray Bradbury is probably most famous for Fahrenheit 451.
Arthur C. Clarke helped on the 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Oh, that's a pretty famous Kubrick flick.
So that's like, yeah, I guess he wrote it. Yeah, he wrote the novel of 2001. Gotcha.
Oh, the
that
novel
sounds
2001: A Space Odyssey.
That sounds so interesting.
See, you know what? See, even before I wasn't reading as much. I think movies and TV kind of like consume so much literature, and like people think it's a movie and like don't know that it's a novel first or something. Like 2001: A Space Odyssey, I feel like most people's mind would go to the Kubrick film rather than like be like, oh, that's a book, but it's a weird ass movie. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that one, but pretty wild. Yeah.
Well, so speaking of books, let's talk about this.
Got a special book. Can you zoom in?
Yes.
Because this is pretty special. I just want to I can pull this little thing out of there. Zoom in even tighter. I get up in that. Okay, cool. Sorry. Well, that's pretty good. This is Sacred Monsters. This is a murder mystery based in Chicago, 1954. And this is written by the founder, our man, Carl Evans.
Woo!
So you can go to Kigley.com and pick up your copy of Sacred Monsters. It's cool that Carl has taken some time for himself to focus on his kind of passion for self-expression, which is writing, and published himself a nice little narrative here.
Yeah,
look at that.
So he's been working on that. He finished it. I think it says in there.
Carl
in
J.
front,
Evans.
When it was
2011.
Yeah, so he finished it a bit ago, and then he
Yeah, and he dedicated it to his parents for giving him the courage to chase his dreams. Loves them eternally. Pretty amazing. And it's kind of organized in acts, like a play. And what I thought was pretty cool, just skimming through it before I've gotten kind of a chance to dive into it, is that there is these case numbers. Like basically there's some detectives and stuff. And like the font changes in certain parts, like here into like a typewriter font, as opposed to the regular Times New Roman prose. And what's cool about that is it's like these different case numbers with like which detective is assigned, which badge number, which file date, and the subject line with a little brief. So it's pretty fascinating. And if you know Carl, you know he's a brilliant mind, and I bet you that this story is going to have some wild twists and turns and going to be really well done. I know that he researched the hell out of everything he's done, because he just amazing like that. But I remember the first time meeting him, my eye going right to his necklace right here.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've ever met Carl in person, or you will in the future, that is a pretty recognizable bit he wears around his neck. And I just think the art and the way it feels and everything is just so cool. So cool. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. This is a cool Christmas bonus this year, and I can't wait to read it. We got this book. Can you zoom back in, babe? I know I'm making you work that zoom a lot today. Okay. Keanu Reeves's Guide to Kindness.
He did not write this.
50 Simple Ways to Be Excellent. Yes, he did not write this. This is like, a classic
sorry guys,
bathroom book, I guess. But AC, would you like to like maybe sample a couple ways to be excellent from this Keanu Reeves?
Excellent.
Will you say stop? I'm going to flip the page. You just say stop, okay?
Stop.
Oh, nice. All right, so this is number 20 that I've stopped on. Okay. Number 20, ask someone how they are. That's pretty cool. And then some of them have a little extra blurb about Keanu, like on set or something like that.
Yeah.
Before visiting the set of John Wick 2, a fan was reportedly told he would not be able to speak to Keanu. Wah wah. Upon arriving on set, however, Reeves was the first person to welcome him and to ask after his general well-being. So he just seems like a pretty cool dude. Scramsy, pick a number. Pick a number. 1 to 50. Oh, yeah, that is good. I agree. Ooh, what we got? What we got?
Could you imagine hanging out with, like, the McConaughey and the Keanu at the same time?
That would be pretty interesting. Why? Are they friends or something?
No, but like, how intensely mellow would that be?
Yeah.
They'd just both be like mellow in their own way. Like,
know what I
it'd be
mean?
like a mellow off.
Like, I just be like, oh God, somebody hit someone. Like, everyone's too calm.
Yeah. Too chill.
Somebody in the chat, pick a number between 1 and 50. 20 has been taken. 20 has been taken. Would you like to pick a number in the meantime? Or do you want to do the flip stop?
37.
Oh, 37. Okay. So 37 has also been taken. All right. 37 takes us into the last section. Ways to be kind to yourself. 37. Unsubscribe from promotional emails.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a
funny.
simple way to be excellent, I guess.
To yourself.
To yourself. Yeah, like kind of, it's a kind thing to do.
Yeah.
I guess nobody in the chat wants to pick a number. That's okay. I'm going to just read one more of these and we'll move along. This is number 1. Okay. Why not? Number 1.
Hi, bud.
Smile at a stranger, for God's sakes. It doesn't say for God's sakes, but smile at a stranger. But, I don't know if everybody feels this way, but I sure do. Just passing by somebody in your community, it's very easy to take your phone out and look at your phone. It's very easy to look at your friggin' shoes or look up at the sky. It's also pretty easy to just make eye contact with the other human being and smile.
Yeah.
And you don't have to say hi, or you don't have to wave, or it doesn't have to be anything like more than that. Just a small smile.
I think that's like been, like looked into.
Do you remember that
Where
Volkswagen commercial?
They're like, that makes a huge difference in a person's day, is to just be like, hi.
Yeah.
Hey.
I know it's dumb because it's capitalism and of all things it's Volkswagen. But there was a fucking Volkswagen commercial I remember like a decade ago. It might have been during a Super Bowl or something like that, where it basically followed a smile, like from person to person. Like it was just like this like random street scene, and a person bumps into a person and smiles, and then like that person, it follows that person, and so on. And like it ends up like really striking a chord, and like, you know, advertisers, that's what they're going for, and they did it artfully in this particular. Do you remember that commercial? You're nodding like you remember it. No. But you know,
I'm trying to remember.
it is just like a cool thing to keep in mind. Smile at a stranger. So silly book, but I really appreciate it. Thank you. Lauren got this?
Lauren.
My sister, the comedian and excellent writer. Actually, she was gonna join us on the show, but she got this great opportunity writing an article for, I'm not gonna say, but like a pretty big deal. So she's got to hunker down and focus on that. But
So
she'll be joining us this season for sure.
Cool.
Doing some kind of riffing on her science writing. She's been writing a lot for crack.com. Lauren Vinopal, my sister. Check her out. Go see her comedy. Support her. She just did a sold out concert comedy show at Hey Nani this past Friday, and the previous Wednesday I got to do the Locomotive record release. So that was another thing that got me through, because it was something that we worked towards for a long time, releasing a record right before Christmas that we've been working on since before the pandemic, with a big 1.5 year gap in there because of lockdown. So we lost my Gramps, Nick Schiavone, during that time. And on Wednesday, we were able to celebrate the release of the record properly in the way that I'd hoped to always do it. And to have Grandpa there, even though he's gone. Big Nick is the intro track on the album. It's a voicemail that I had saved after he had been going through a tough time. He lost his sister, because when you get older, you start to lose a lot of friends just because of natural causes and such, and illness and whatnot. And it's rough. And guys from his generation didn't talk about that stuff too much. So, you know, it was even harder for him because he had zero vocabulary. So if you think about people nowadays, you still have people walking around, young people walking around, that don't have vocabulary to talk about their feelings. They don't have a way to verbalize what's happening inside them and what they're struggling with. So I think he was a great example of, like, you're never too old to be able to learn a different way of taking care of yourself, because even into his 90s, he would open up and talk to me, because I talked to him about it. And I talked openly about my mental health, and that changed how the world around him felt, enough so that he could talk about the fact that he was depressed, that his friends were dying and stuff. So
yeah, and actually, we talked to your grandma a couple in December.
Yeah,
and she did the same thing. She's 93, and there was a point where she was like, she was talking about somebody they lost, and then she really set a boundary for herself.
She went, ugh.
She was like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. And it was really kind of great. But like, because she just needed to do that. And I think for that generation, that's hard to do, you know, or that wasn't something they knew how to do. So yeah, she's the same way, where she can really, like, she can talk about her feelings, and then she can be like, she can protect herself and stop when she needs to. And
yeah, and
they were really, like, on top of everything in the world, and learning their whole lives. And
yeah, man, don't underestimate the elderly people in your life, the people that have been around the longest, because, man, they've seen all the shit. They've heard all the dirty jokes. They've learned a lot. And they've seen the world change and change again and change back and change again. So, you know, don't wait until they are a memory. Soak up all you can from them and appreciate them. And, you know, whenever you can, honor their lives and how they shaped you and made you the person they are. And that's what I got to do on Wednesday. So it would mean a lot to me if you went and listened to the Locomotive album, Slice of Life, that is out from
so
start
good!
to finish. Thank you, honey. I know you're obviously biased. AC, it meant so much to me that you were able to come to the show. I know it was kind of a haul to go out to Arlington Heights for my hometown show, but it meant a lot that you were there.
Good show.
Thank you, man.
Really, really, really good. It was solid.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man. And my mom and my dad, Thankfully, we're able to be at the performance right in the front. And I got to tell my mom from the stage just how trippy it was and like how cool it was that
oh boy, I don't know if there was a dry eye in the
yeah,
house.
there was a lot of emotion. It was a night that was supposed to be emotional, and it was even more emotional, I think, just because of the fact that my mom is like Rocky, and she keeps getting her ass kicked, but keeps being like, "Yo, Adrian," and like getting back up, and like, yeah, my mom is unbelievable. She tripped and she smashed her face. So that was like another piece of my mom's saga of like overcoming various things. But mom, I love you, and just keep being awesome. I mean, like you've made me strong. Real quick, I wanna we got to see the very talented Gabby Bretz last night. Me and AC got to catch up with Gabby. I'm gonna bring this a little bit closer because this thing is the coolest concert poster ever created. This concert has passed, and we did some limited prints of it at the concert. It was the Bad Candy Show for the Karma release.
Sideways so they can see the like wood.
Oh yeah, the edges.
It's like actually.
It's like
yeah. It's so pretty.
Yeah, so Gabby put a little hanger on it, and then you got the No Face Arts, little stamp, sunflower. I love it. Maybe it's not a sunflower, but I think it's a sunflower. So yeah, we got to meet up and pick up this amazing wood burn. This is a wood burning, folks. A wood burn Bad Candy, M. Grace, means of production. Burlington concert poster.
Gabby takes commissions.
Yeah, so Gabby does take commissions.
You can take a look at her Instagram at No Face Art and also buy stuff she already has done.
Yeah, No Face Art has an Etsy store. Gabby creates all the stuff themselves. Gabby's day job is working with people that live with tremendous obstacles as far as their mental health experiences. So Gabby's out there doing the work and uses self-expression, creating these amazing one-of-a-kind art pieces like wood burns of all sorts of styles and a lot of very, very cool paintings, like really nice pop and color, one-of-a-kind notebooks that are decorated that you could journal in. Just so much cool stuff. And it was just really nice to catch up with them. So thank you for hitting us up, letting you know you're coming to the city, because we were able to come have a drink with you right down the street from the Beat Lab, right down the street from our place too. So that was really nice. So last thing, some presents I got.
Oh yeah.
Issa was our last guest of the last year.
Yeah, I guess so, right?
And Issa was also my Secret Santa and sent me a bunch of really fun, goofy instruments for my my collection. This one we're going to make a beat with. I want to do it like a trombone. It's a slide whistle. So they gave me a bunch of cool stuff, but I'm just going to show you two things real fast. Slide whistle. Classic. What? How is this apply usually in like a comedy situation? Like somebody falls down or something?
Yeah.
Like or somebody's like grinding down a sick railing, like at the skate park, and they're like, is it like that? Is that the sound of grinding, AC?
Possibly.
Sure, why not?
All I hear is "Groove is in the Heart" by Delight.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you showed me that.
Oh, somebody
like on the ice, like. Yeah, totally.
Oh,
Yeah, this thing is fun though. Like if you think about the idea of like a trombone where they got the slide all the way out, and then you could like do different notes. Does he like it?
He's trying to bite my pins.
Oh, he's trying to bite your pins.
He's being so sweet.
And then this right here is a jaw harp. So if I show it to you a little closer, it is basically a little piece of metal. And
I don't know what the history of these is.
I don't know either.
Funny.
Pretty cool.
Did you hear that? Could you hear it?
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm not that good at it yet, but basically it like echoes in your head. Like a guitar, acoustic guitar you play, and the vibrations go into that body of wood, and it naturally amplifies it and sends it back out. In this case, your head is the echo chamber, is the resonant body, which is so funny to me.
Yeah, you and a jug and a washboard.
Yeah, I'm gonna have like a Dick Van Dyke situation going on where I got my slide whistle, like honk honk, and like little cymbals between my knees and stuff.
It's gonna be great for my sensitive ears. It's gonna be great.
AC, do you want to be in a jug band with me?
No, man, you go ahead.
You go.
You got this.
I got this. I do got this. Okay, cool. Right now, we also have some other people that have joined in on the stream. Another TV viewer. What's up? What else? We got Kigley up in here. Congrats on the book, man.
Woo!
We got Marielle. We got Rogue Girl. Nice. Rogue One Girl, basically. You see that one? Yeah. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to show you some of our favorite internet videos from 2022 that got us through, and then we're going to get into the segments proper. First thing, super silly. If you like cats, if you like wild animals, if you like cheetahs in particular, this little video is for you. Let's get that sound on. Let's watch it a couple times because it's that good and short. What a beautiful, majestic animal.
Oh, I have to have you. Oh my God. Oh my God, you're adorable. I have to have you.
Isn't that so
Don't you want to pet him?
Oh my God.
Pretty tame. Like you'll see them at like zoos, trainer. He sounds just like Andy sometimes.
Yeah, and is there like a goat or something bleeding in the background?
Yeah, maybe, unless
like he's not attacking this goat either. Like, so pretty much anything from this photographer, videographer, Nick Clear, who gets the credit here. He does a lot of awesome stuff. Check out his page. Look at these what was it, prairie dogs or something like that? What are those? No, they're not prairie dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
What's it called?
Yes.
Okay. They got different names. Marmosets or something.
No, that's not a marmoset.
Those are meerkats.
That's a meerkat. There you go.
Those are meerkats. Look at those little guys.
Dogs are like in the North America.
Can you imagine that being your job, is to like just go like kind of hang out in the wilderness? I mean, it's crazy. So that's a good follow for sure. Yeah, dude, get it. Yeah, that's cool. That is cool. I like that. But yeah, so that's like that's just like a silly follow that's helped me.
What else we got?
What else we got? We got this one you shared to me. This is
so actually Questlove posted about
I ruined it
on Instagram yesterday, and so I followed it. So here we go.
Yeah, if we could start this one at the beginning, I don't know how easy that is. Maybe just like refresh the page, because like the way it starts with Ed Sullivan is just classic. Thanks, buddy.
Okay. The Rolling Stones.
I can't get no satisfaction. I can't get no satisfaction, 'cause I try and I try and I try.
But like,
I can't get
this.
no.
Slide whistle in the back.
Okay. The rolling
All right, so you could cut that for that. Oh man,
So
that
he like that person will like he'll mix stuff together,
yeah, he
and sometimes he
tons of
shows
stuff.
what he's done.
Yeah. Like he'll show the process and everything. He'll
Yeah.
show his Pro Tools screen of like how he like mashed up some stuff or whatever. But it's really silly and it's pretty fun. So if you wanted another fun thing to follow on Instagram for those days, put it in your toolkit for like just like a mood enhancement if you're having a hard day. If this type of thing works for you, kind of make sure you have it handy. How about Kibby Momo, the cat that sits in the KFC bucket? Yes. I mean, you just can never have too many cat videos, I guess, is the thing.
Oh,
And then if you scroll over one more, there's like
he gets it. Success. He's so
this is
good.
like the kind of stuff that I love to see popping up on
That's a
like
big cat.
Carl's stories and stuff like that, where he's got like really fun animal videos. Oh man, so yeah, that's Kibi Mobo.
Oh.
Kibi Momo must be, I think, in Japan or China. Like I
He
don't
got
know. I
all
don't know
his-
what the characters are, but
they got all their paws in there.
they got in there, and there's a bunch of videos of this really large, fluffy, silly cat. So it kind of reminds me of like a huge fat Luna. So
Yeah.
I love that. And then like I think the last thing is this last like silly thing is this cat that's angry at a watermelon meme that really made my day, and I hope it makes your day. I don't know if you could zoom in on that fucking cat's face a little bit more, but look at this guy.
He's so mad.
What's he doing in the what is he doing in the watermelon patch? Is like
There's so many questions.
it's yeah, I got a lot of questions,
Oh
but
my
it's
God.
ultimately just
Oh my
a great little thing to have on hand, you know, or to send to a friend who's having a hard day. Because like sometimes when a friend's having a hard day, the last thing they really want to hear is like, "Hey man, I hope you're doing okay," because like maybe everybody's hitting them with that, but you send them something like this. Now you've changed the game, my friend. You've kind of shocked them. So AC will be right back. He just had to step away for a minute. But that does it for like the things that like I think are just kind of like a quickie follow for you. If that's something that's going to help you out. But this is something that's like a little more practical. You can apply if you have a friend, if you yourself experience panic attacks or a friend of yours experience panic attacks. This is useful information. Hey, buddy, we're just going to show everybody this Mental Health Coalition post from Instagram. Good follow as well. But like this is actually much more like helpful and important information that you can kind of utilize and how you communicate with your family, your friends, and stuff like that. So say this, not that. I think I'm going to pull it up so I can read it directly here instead of trying to squint. But yeah, like there are a lot of really great suggestions because words do matter. And if someone's experiencing a panic attack, here are some things that you can do. When someone's having a panic attack, say this. It seems like you could be having a panic attack. Have you experienced this before? Not that. What's happening? And here's why. Rather than putting pressure on the person, try to stay calm and look for signs. Ask gently if they have experienced anything like this before. Some signs of a panic attack: intense fear, panic, or worry, rapid heart rate, sudden change in body temperature, difficulty breathing, chest or stomach pain, dizziness, chills, trembling, or numbness. You want to read one?
This one is maybe we can find a distraction. Try holding my water bottle. It's really cold. Don't say like, "Oh, you're okay. Just breathe." Something like that. During a panic attack, breathing is much harder, and without knowing a specific technique, telling someone to just breathe can be invalidating. Use thoughtful distractions, music, or engaging the senses in some way can be more helpful. So a water bottle, like a cold water bottle too, that's like a temperature change, can be something that takes your mind off of it also.
And I'll just read this third one, and then you guys can read the rest on your own if you like this resource, and you can kind of also share this in your networks. The more people know, the more they can be educated with infographics such as this one. The better off we'll be vocabulary-wise. We'll have tools to have these conversations with our community and the people we care about, because we are the first line of defense when you reframe mental health the way we are, as an everyday thing we all experience and have to learn to deal with and support each other with. So when someone's having a panic attack, say this: remember, it won't last forever. I'm here and I'll stay with you until it's over. Not that. You have to tell me what you need. Here's why. In the middle of a panic attack, folks have trouble breathing and thinking clearly, which impairs one's ability to speak, let alone articulate exactly what they need. The best thing you can do as friends, family, coworkers is to sit with them and help them feel safe while they ride it out.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have.
Thank you, Scott. You can take that down.
I have like personal experience with this, and when it's happening to me, it's kind of like a newer thing. And well, no, it's not. It's newer in the sense that I'm realizing what triggers me and what is happening when it's happening, rather than just being like, oh my God, I'm losing my mind, which is kind of how it feels. So the not really being able to speak or like do much is very, very much my experience. So I think, yeah, just like being calm and being there for someone is.
Oh yeah, we undervalue the importance or the effectiveness of just sitting with someone.
Yeah. So
because we get uncomfortable
that.
Just sitting with people.
Yeah.
And we're like, shit, I'm not doing anything right now. But you are.
Right.
You're sitting with someone.
Yeah. So those were some really helpful things I saw that I felt would be useful for us.
Yeah, you don't have to share if you don't feel comfortable, but like, how often would you say you experience panic attacks?
I mean, I don't think I like really knew they were panic attacks for a long time, which I think is common. Not very often.
Yeah.
Like twice a year, like every once in a while, like twice a year, once a year, I don't know. It's not often for me, luckily, but like,
yeah,
it's usually caused by, being overwhelmed, having like a lot of anxiety that day, and being overwhelmed by other things that might exacerbate that. Like raised voices or like crowded areas. So if I avoid those things or can kind of set boundaries around those things for myself, then that helps.
Yeah.
But that's usually when it'll happen for me. So yeah.
Yeah, personally,
and it's
thank you for sharing.
Yeah, and it happens so quickly that I'm like sometimes unable to even say to someone what's going on. So yeah, that's why I felt that those things were so helpful.
Oh, it's a good reminder. Super good reminder, because I sometimes forget how to be helpful when you are experiencing like distress, like on that level. I'm a human being, and
yeah, for all of mistakes. For like all of somebody's, like anybody's like experience and mental health knowledge. Yeah, you're still
and if I'm having a bad day too, like when you cohabitate with someone and like you're constantly trying to provide correct support, you don't always provide correct support or the support that person needs. So it's always good to have those reminders, like within your family, within your friend group. AC, is there anything you wanted to touch on as far as those information cards? You find those helpful?
They're nice.
Yeah, man. Like, it's hard to kind of find words, and it's good to have it kind of prepackaged to have some ideas in our heads of how to support one another. Are you someone that experiences panic attacks in your everyday experience or in your life?
Yep, I hate them.
Is it
Yeah.
does it look a certain way when you're experiencing that? Like, do you have like a consistency in that, like where
yeah.
you
All
try to
the
like let people know how to support you, or it's like just too hard?
Luckily, I'm lucky enough to have like such a small circle of friends that those people know me well enough to know like if something's off, like they just know, and I'm
Yeah.
comfortable enough because I've known them for so long. Where I can be like, I'm having a panic attack.
Yeah.
And everybody knows like right there, like okay, water.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like you
Dave
don't want
Smith.
you don't want people asking you a bunch of questions and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, no.
Right.
Dave will rub my back immediately. You know,
Yeah.
Caps will rub my back immediately. If I'm in a situation where I'm like by myself, and I have a panic attack, where that has definitely happened, I will try and go somewhere to where someone won't ask me what's wrong.
Yeah.
Because
Same.
then they will ask you those questions
Yeah.
that you shouldn't ask, you know?
Yeah.
So I will find like a park bench or a corner of the venue where I can just stand, or you know what I mean, like anything,
Yeah.
just to be around people. Because at that point, like unless you're in my circle, you don't know what's going to be. You won't know, and I won't have I won't have the energy to tell you what's wrong.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just better for me to just like let me go somewhere for a second, breathe on my own, like it was interesting with like the breathing thing. Like people say like, don't tell somebody to breathe. Like it's so true. And like, I'm lucky enough to like know breathing exercises to like help control, like, everything about that, to like not let my heart rate get so crazy high and like, you know what I mean? Like have you just spiral.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and being able to recognize like it's not going to be helpful to say just breathe if a person has no skills like that developed. So
Yeah.
like if your mind is going there, like you want them to breathe, maybe even being like, hey, this is a breathing exercise that someone taught me that helps me calm down. You want to try it?
Or just like like
here, I'm going to show you this, or like
I wouldn't
not
even
ask them.
I wouldn't even say that. I would be like,
I'm going to show you this. Like
I would
not
be
give
like,
them a choice.
okay, breathe in for 5 seconds.
Yeah, like talk them through it instead of like.
But I think
more
just
on top of it.
I think just not even like just
Again, just sit.
yeah.
Just sit.
Yeah.
Let them know you're there. Let them know you're going to ride it out with them. Even if you don't understand what's going on, that can be tremendously helpful. So, well, thanks, brother.
Thanks for sharing. Yeah.
And thanks to the Mental Health Coalition on Instagram for sharing helpful, practical, useful things instead of just some, checking the box kind of stuff. Like, hey, here's the lifeline. Lifelines are good, but let's go beyond lifelines and help people understand better ways to communicate, to affirm, to support, all that. So use Instagram for learning stuff like that just as much as other things you use it for. So, oh, hi, handsome man, you gonna play a slide whistle for us? Gandalf Parmesan, professional slide whistler. That's hilarious.
So funny.
With that, our young Gandalf is going to introduce the next segment, Searching for Goodness. So I was just getting off work the other day.
I was like, we need cat food.
We need cat food.
Will you get cat food?
We get cat food. She texts me, and I'm like, it's Friday, and I have to go over into the like nightmarish, trafficy Target Petsmart area. Okay, sure, because Like I love my pets and all that. So I went to Petsmart, and it was after most of my work week, and I don't know. I don't always love going to work. I prefer to live the rest of my life much more than I do to working. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go to PetSmart, but I'm gonna make this a little fun. I'm gonna search for goodness. So because I was really aggravated about driving through all this nonsense in traffic on Friday. Yeah,
Which one did you go to?
the PetSmart, like in that over by Target and like
Joanne Fabrics.
Oh,
Logan.
Elston?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's a clusterfuck, especially on Friday night or Friday, like after work at like dinner time. So, people going to get their food at Target.
All right,
yeah,
we get it.
Yeah. So I'm aggravated. I pull into PetSmart and I remind myself, this doesn't have to just be a run in, get the cat food kind of thing. This is kind of like one of those situations where I want to remind you all that a virtual field trip to the local PetSmart might sound pretty boring, but oh man, it wasn't boring at all. So this is a suggestion of how you can find some goodness while you're out running errands and like just kind of take some time for you. So here we go, off to PetSmart.
Searching for goodness can be done pretty much anywhere. But you don't always think about it when you're out running errands. But when I went to get some cat food after work, I was reminded you can search for goodness almost anywhere.
Hey, buddy. You're cute.
Pet stores can be an ethical quagmire, but when you have a pet that you care about, you got to get your food somewhere. So why not take some time to meet some critters while you're there? Teensy, teensy, tiny baby bearded dragons.
It's adorbs. Little baby corn snake.
Oh, so tiny.
Look at the marking on his head. It's like ovaries.
I was thinking it was like a penis.
We're not muted.
Oh man, you're cute. But you're soft. You're also cute.
Just taking time to have these small moments with these animals helps to keep me calm, helps to soothe my soul.
Shaggy. The man. Hey, buddy. What you got there? Oh, that's yummy.
Mice often get a bad rap,
What's happening?
but as you can see, they're extremely smart and extremely cute.
They're cute.
Plus, it's hard not to be amazed when observing critters so small. For instance, the bones of birds. Can you imagine how delicate?
You doing that back leg, bud? Stretching?
Yeah, I'm stretching, man.
You guys are sitting on darkwood, man. It's kind of funny.
The pure sweetness of a sleeping bird, all tucked away. And they're always singing their songs.
Music.
That's pretty cute. Plus, you always see the silliest stuff that you can't help but smile.
You're funny.
And sometimes you're completely bowled over by something so amazing and silly and weird. You know I made some for my pets. Plus, anytime someplace has a fish tank, bonus points.
Are beautiful. You look angry. Yeah. And that's their counterpart. Amazing.
Hey man, what you doing? Back up, man. What you doing, man? I don't know about you, man. Freaking me out, man. Yeah, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? What are you doing, man? What are you looking at? Get on out. Found some.
Did you hear the ending? Found some. I added that found some for this part 2 of season 2. When you get to the end of Searching for Goodness, you could always guarantee we found some.
Those little parakeets reminded me of these parakeets my mom took in when I was a kid, named Lois and Clark.
Lois and Clark?
Uh-huh.
Like Superman?
Yeah.
Shit.
And unfortunately, we weren't really able to hold them because we got them later. But I think if you hold them when they're babies, then they get like used to being held.
Huh.
But
you ever had any birds?
Cute. Those are the only birds we've ever had.
AC, you ever had a bird?
No birds.
Yeah, me neither.
What about amphibians or reptiles?
No lizards. No. Fish.
You had some fish?
Definitely have had fish. Actually, you had a couple clips of the glow in the dark fish.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm actually getting some.
Oh, you gonna get some of those?
Oh.
Like I have
you getting a tank? You're gonna deck it out?
the pet store that I go to, like you know, they know me, I know them, so it's like every time I go in, I have more questions for them.
Nice.
So like I got the right tank picked out. I know like the right amount of fish I gotta get. Like I
Yeah.
know like exactly like what, like it's ridiculous. It's definitely it's an investment, but it looks so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great example of like nature being amazing, like being able to like just kind of observe them and look at them and watch them like just live and like breathe underwater and shit is just, if you really like think about it, it's wild.
No, it's awesome.
Yeah. We had fire-bellied toads.
Those are cool.
And we like put them in our old turtle habitat that my dad had built. And that was cool. Like they were really cool. We fed them crickets and they would try to talk to each other. So at night you would hear them whooping.
Yeah.
So they would go
like Arsenio Hall.
No.
Oh.
It would be like whoo, woo, 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 and you'd be like, "What was that?" Oh, it's the frogs. They were cool though.
That'd be funny if you got some fire-belly toads, AC, and then like you're in the middle of the night, you're like, "Who the fuck's that? Who's there?"
Yeah. So that it is lovely to go walk around the pet stores and.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, pet stores. You can say what you want. There's definitely some horrible things that happen as far as like puppy mills and all this random shit. But you got to get your pet food somewhere, and occasionally we'll get boxes of food from Chewy, which is pretty solid. But
I can't believe how little those little bearded dragons were.
Oh yeah, so like every time I go to the pet store, I just take a moment since I'm in there to show some love to those little guys in their little habitats and like send them some love. I hope they find a home and stuff like that. Those little tiny bearded dragons were no bigger than my finger. Really cool and like very alert and intelligent in their eyes. Pretty much any animal that you see, you can take a moment and like make eye contact with them and have like a moment. And I know that sounds silly maybe to some of you, but like I don't think there's near enough connection to our natural world these days. And so even if it's like as non-natural as making a connection with an animal at a pet store, it is something,
Skramsky's great grandpa had a bird named Kermit.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's a cute name.
No wonder he was chill.
My friend has a lizard named Basil.
Yeah. And you know what? That little corn snake, for a minute, I was like, if this thing wasn't $100, I'd get this snake because I never really wanted a snake, but I don't know. I think they're amazing.
Well, corn snakes especially are like super docile.
Oh, it was so tiny
especially
too.
If you hold them a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're like scared of snakes or something, like there's opportunities through the Herpetological Society to like meet some snakes that are like verified, docile, and
they're held
kid friendly.
Like 50 people a day.
Yeah, so they pop up at the Nature Museum here in Chicago, Peggy Notebart Nature Museum, and probably elsewhere too. So look into that if you're interested. But the last thing I want to talk about from that video is the ridiculous MVP pets or whatever display that I happened upon with the football playing animals. And there was this little QR code that you could, it basically took you to this website, mvpets.com. And you could, with just an email, get like a little trading card made. And it was just so funny to me to see Petsmart be like, kind of like probably in the wake of all the ridiculous Trump NFTs thing. They were like, "Oh man, trading cards are hot right now. Let's do our own little marketing thing."
Well, I don't know about that.
The timing of it seems kind of like too perfect. Maybe not. Maybe they were planning this all along. Anyway, it's pretty awesome because they are so silly. We made Minnie, Luna, and Gandhi trading
Luna?
cards. I made a Luna,
Oh.
and you're gonna get to see.
I made a Luna.
Oh, there's Gandalf. Hey, AC, what would you call Gandalf? His team.
Oh,
What was his?
God.
What's his team? Just like off the top of your dome.
Jesters.
He's the Jesters.
Ow, he's fighting me.
What kind of position do you think he plays?
He looks like he would play either a quarterback or a wide receiver.
That's you, Gandhi. Nice. Well, you made the team, Gandhi. Good luck on your season. What we got next? There's Luna,
That face.
our disgruntled cat. That honey, what do you think Luna's team's name is?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I was gonna say the blood letters.
There's the
But that's-
blood letters. Oh my. Yeah, that's a very, very scary team, the blood letters. They are a medieval football team.
For some reason, you ever seen the movie The Replacements with the Keanu with the football team?
Oh yeah, vaguely remember that.
Reminds me of the guy that was the punter that smoked the cigarettes while he was punting.
Yeah, that's Luna right there.
That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Luna. You made the team. I hope you have a great season. All right, what's next? And there is Minnie.
Nice.
Actually, go back to Luna really fast. I didn't ask you what position Luna plays.
She's so little.
Do you think she's a defensive
Maybe she's
back?
the kicker.
She's a kicker. Yeah, you're right. AC said it actually. She's totally a place kicker.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
All day. All right. Now go to Minnie. Now Minnie plays for the I want to say she plays for the what's the Buckbee? What was Buckbee in Harry Potter? What kind of animal was he?
Buckbeak?
Buckbeak. Do you remember what kind of?
Yeah.
Was Buckbeak a certain kind of animal?
A hippogriff.
A hippogriff. So yes, Minnie plays for the hippogriffs.
Oh my god.
She plays for the hippogriffs. Their colors are purple, and she is she's special teams. She returns punts and kickoffs for touchdowns.
Okay.
Because she's so fast, and
I was gonna say she's
and she
fast.
can just like cut,
Yeah,
and like little wiener dog moves.
Yeah.
So yeah, congratulations, Minnie. You made
I
the
think
team.
I'm gonna do this for my brother's friend. He loves football. For my brother's French bulldogs and my parents.
Yeah.
And just send them to him like without
any like context.
Yeah.
I was trying to make one for Phoenix, AC. I told you this last time when I was over, but he's sneaky. He doesn't want to get a photograph taken straight on. Like I have a bunch of pictures of him like this.
Yeah.
And they just weren't lining up right.
He thinks you're gonna take his soul if you point a camera at him. Maybe some dogs are like that.
But it is so silly, and these are things that you could write off as silly and stupid, and they don't matter. And it's just a marketing thing for PetSmart. But I encourage you instead, if it makes you smile and it makes you laugh and makes you feel giddy and like really silly, that's good. That means your brain is producing all that good shit. The chemistry that biologically occurs when you feel good and you're laughing and you're smiling and like you're not stressed out, you got to start drawing that connection and that relationship in your everyday life, because you as an individual experience all sorts of different things, different feelings, different circumstances. So if you know the things that make you feel good, if you know the things that make you laugh and that make you giddy, you can lean into those to try to like offset the bad feelings. Good and bad feelings, we got them all. All right. So like be a little bit more deliberate with like how you use the internet, how you use silly things, and then value those silly things as a way to combat the bad feelings that we all experience every day that come from stress or whatever you might be experiencing. So that's the beauty of like being in touch with nature too. So we didn't do a very like proper nature is amazing and so are you this week, but we remind you nature is amazing and so are you. So yeah, pretty fun. Are you gonna try and make one in Phoenix? Not, you don't like football very much. You like basketball more.
He's not it's hard to get pictures of him.
Yeah, we're
He's not photogenic at all.
Maybe we'll figure it out. Actually, you know what?
I wish Phoenix had a little basketball jersey.
Yeah, it would be pretty sweet to have an option for a different sport for sure. But they're silly. And if you want to have fun with pictures of your pet or for instance, your sibling's pet or a family member to just surprise them, you could always find a photo on Facebook or something of your favorite animal in your life. Just to surprise somebody if you want. It's pretty cool. It was fun, and I was glad that I didn't just go in, grab some food, pay, and leave. I took a moment to like commune with some animal friends, my jungle friends, right? So yeah, search for goodness in your everyday outings. When you're feeling up to it, it'll make life seem a little bit more magical, which that's not nothing. Of we do the next segment?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm looking forward to it.
Theory and Beats returns after kind of not having a fresh Theory and Beats because me and this dude AC have been super busy with all sorts of music things and such. We're going to kind of give you a part one here of Theory and Beats. So let's hit that bumper. Let's hit that stunner. Oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Man, that was getting me hyped.
Oh,
I love that little stunner.
Boy.
God, Scott, you're so good at stuff. Anyway, I went over to AC's last night. He showed me this recording that he took on his phone from a portion of the opening set I did at the show at Hey Nani. Played a bunch of songs of mine that haven't really been performed out. One of which is on a stick dulcimer. AC really liked how it sounded, and he was kind of showing me where he wanted to isolate it and kind of create a beat from that. Anything I'm missing, man? Or should we just roll the clip?
I think that's it.
All right, man.
I can't think of anything else.
Well, yeah, enjoy. This is Theory and Beats, part 1.
Theory and Beats.
Head. My hair, buddy. Can you make a beat when it's late?
I don't know. I'm gonna try it.
We should make a beat while it's late. It doesn't have to be loud, you know? That's the beauty of this type of setup. Phoenix. Phoenix. Hi, buddy. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
Depends on what program and what software you're working with, you know? So, like, with this one, like, I can't really... I'm sure
Like all this stuff over here, this
Yeah. So, like, all this...
so
like,
that narrows it into like some categories, but not. It doesn't really give you a lot of
No.
options. Like for instance, like in GarageBand, when you're searching the loop library,
Yeah.
is that like a little bit easier to find things like specifically that you like based on like those different categories?
Yeah, it can be.
Than the MPC beats.
Yeah, it can be.
Or can you like attach little tags to the different parts like that you like and like organize it your own way into folders or what?
You can.
But you prefer to just kind of like free flow?
I just do what I want.
I do what I want. I do what I want. Who's that? Who's that? You know who that is. That's this guy. Are you talking about that part or? Keep going. Can you put my phone? Oh, hey, buddy. So you,
right, so
you want to clip out some like a loop of it,
kind of
from that recording. I like this idea, and then you're gonna backbeat it. Oh. Yeah.
check this out.
So you recorded this at Hey Nani on your voice memos?
Yep.
And you're gonna like pull out that dulcimer riff? You don't want any of my singing, right?
I'm not sure. Let's see what I can pull off first. Let's see.
Because you're at the spot where it goes straight instrumental. He's barking. He doesn't like me recording videos and ignoring him and not patting him. Because he's a little sweetie and he likes all the snuggles. Don't you? Oh, buddy.
Theory and Beats.
Yeah, my little buddy, he was not having it.
He wasn't having it. We just got to a point where it was like, I was like, all right, Mike, you know what? Let's just hold off. Let's do this. Come back, because he was just loud.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was cool though. Like I could hear where you were going with it, like because I guess you were like sitting at the show taking it in, and like while you were hearing me play the song, you were like already in your head. It was like lighting up like an idea for drums, right?
It was
so you had that backbeat already in mind, kind of.
I had that in mind. The other song that I recorded that you had done too, well, one of the other ones that you had done, I had a beat in mind for that one. But this one that we had just showed after you had left, I also messed around with some stuff on it.
Cool. I can't wait, man.
It's gonna be fun. It's a challenge.
Well, I always like us using different sounds for beats that you wouldn't otherwise expect. Like when we used the harmonica or the kalimba, that was pretty neat last season. But I also like leaving, like after we've embarked on something and we've been pretty spontaneous creating, and then I come back and you've had some time to like mess around with it, like with me not there, and you always surprise me with some like really unexpected cool shit. So I'm looking forward to it.
It's gonna be fun.
I can hear it, the bang, 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 like with the drums. Like I could hear them starting to kind of like marry, and then we're like, all right, Phoenix, we're distressing you. We don't want to distress you, and we ended up just chilling and catching up, and it was a really good. It was really good to do that as well, man, because it'd been a minute since we got to just kind of hang out and talk, and yeah.
Well, I like the idea too of like using a video, like of using an audio clip. Yeah. I don't know. It's just there's so many ways to do these things, and the fact that you can just take something from something else is really cool.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like it was funny and kind of weird too, because when Mike started playing the first song that I recorded, like from the first note, first chord, I was like, all right, I'm gonna record this. This is different. It's new. And so it's funny to like pull your phone out already at a show and like hit record and just like leave it on your lap.
Yeah.
Like the dude next to me is like looking over like, hey. The person bringing, drinks to, Aaliyah or whoever. It's just like, just see this thing just moving on my phone, just going crazy. Just like,
yeah.
It's pretty neat. Like it reminds me of like, there's been situations in the past where I've heard like the refrigerator making a weird fucking noise. And I'm like, what the hell is that? But it's like rhythmic or something, or like hearing like I don't know, even hearing a dog bark or whine, and then like hearing something musical in it, and then like kind of disguising it in a song is just like always a kind of a neat thing to me. Like,
okay, so that's like really interesting that you said that, because in my first film class that I took at College of Santa Fe forever ago now, 12, 15 years ago. Oh my God. My teacher, it was like my first class, and it wasn't a class of like freshmen. It was like a class of transfer students. And my teacher, David Stout, who is like he's like an experimental, he does a lot of like weird stuff. And he was like, I think sound is really ignored in filmmaking, and I think it needs to be appreciated more. And so a lot of his first projects that he gave us were sound projects. And one of the first ones we did was the first one was just to go around and record sounds that you heard. So mostly like environmental sounds. And then the second one was to take those sounds and make like basically like a song with them. And so we had like partners, and we both put our sounds together into like a mix. But we didn't have GarageBand. So it was like we were using the sounds we had and making them musical. So like one of my sounds, for instance, was like this construction site dumpster sound of like stuff crashing, so we like cut this stuff up, or like the buzzing of like a fluorescent light, or like a refrigerator or whatever. I probably still have it somewhere.
That sounds dope.
I haven't listened to it for years, but like, so me and my partner just like took both of our sounds together and made them into like this weird, like, it sounds like it's like, I don't know, like, oh crap, sorry, garage metal or something,
Yeah.
Gandalf's being wily.
There was a time that when I lived in St. Louis for a short spell.
But yeah, so anyway, it's just like funny it's funny that you said that because like, yeah, it is like a cool experiment sort of. And there are so many options.
Well, yeah, what I was going to say is that when I was at this apartment I lived in St. Louis another life ago, the maintenance man my landlord sent over had to fix this pocket door. And I was recording a little demo at the time when he came in. And he was like hammering and using a drill, like power drill. And I recorded him without him knowing, like a couple hammer things, sounds, and then a couple drill sounds, and then made like a percussion track out of it for like an older song of mine. And it's just like, I think that that's like what Theory and Beats aims to do as a segment, is to show people that it's not like, it doesn't have to be super complicated to make music, and you don't have to necessarily use guitars and stuff like that. You can use a lot of different stuff. Oh my God, babe.
Gandalf,
Yeah.
what do you do?
He's like climbing the ceiling, basically. So, yeah, like just know that you can record things all around you in your atmosphere. We could have taken the tweeting of those birds, those parakeets in the cage. The parakeets at Petsmart, though, for instance, they're tweeting. You could take that and, import it into GarageBand or something like that and use it as a texture. And there's like no limit to what could be music. And, express yourself. At the end of the day, that's really what we want you to do, is find a way to express yourself, because you can't keep it all in. That makes us sick. It just like when you get a cold and you've got the sniffles, if you keep all those feelings inside and you don't express them in some way, like to your friends or to your family or to your support network, or through some sort of avenue or mode of self-expression, that stuff's going to like build up inside you, and it's going to make you sick. It's going to make it harder to like feel healthy in your mind. It's going to make it harder to think sharp and like make decisions that you feel confident in, and be confident in yourself. If you're letting all that like shitty, bad feelings kind of just stagnate and stay inside of you. Granted, you're not going to be able to get it all out all the time, and you're going to carry around some shit with you, because as human beings, that's what we do. And we're trying our best to show up for other people in our lives that we may perceive to have it harder. But remember, like, Theory and Beats is about finding a way to express yourself. It doesn't have to be musical. And we know that you can do it. Find a picture to draw, find a camera to take photographs with, find a book to read, or a poem to write. And at the end of the day, you're making something and you're adding beauty to this world by expressing those feelings, even if they don't feel so beautiful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be like you are making an album. It can just be that you're making a really fun song with a friend. And it doesn't have to be drawing a picture. It could be that you're designing your bullet journal, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you have like blank pages that you kind of set up aesthetically to your own design, and it allows you to be creative, but it also is creating a tool for you to plan, right? Or to like kind of record and journal
Yeah,
your
and like
thoughts,
organize things. Yeah. Or I don't know, my parents got me some coloring books. That's always super nice to just like.
They're incredible. They're
They
like
are.
So the art in adult coloring books these days is just madness.
There's
Just
some
mad.
mazes and puzzles in there too. Or I think there's actually a find 5 keys, find 2 jellyfish or whatever.
Oh, kind of like back to a highlights callback or an I
Yeah.
Spy callback.
Yeah.
Tights. Well, that's awesome. Well, and like, keep finding new stuff, fill up your toolbox, lean into the things that usually work for you, but don't like rely too heavily on watching TV or movies to escape, because that can be a healthy escapism, but you want to have a lot of things. You want to have some balance in the ways you deal with challenging feelings and self-care. There's a lot of things you could do. There's a lot of places to explore in your city. Get off the coffee machine, man. Gandalf Parmesan. You are like Phoenix right now, but just quieter. You're demanding attention in the same manner, though.
He's all sleepy, and then he starts just, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like Scott's dog, too. It's like us as humans, they've learned that when we're looking at a screen, they are like, hey, that screen is taking all of your attention. That screen is taking attention away from me. Look at me. Yeah. They're just sweet little animals, though. And I couldn't imagine my life without them.
Yeah.
And as we wind down the stream today, I think it'd be great to pick a number between 1 and 50.
Wait, can we talk about some of the things that we have coming up this year?
Oh, sure.
We're gonna have probably your sister on.
My sister, Lauren Vino.
We might have my friend Jess. They're both comedians.
Jess Tabacco, yeah.
My good friend and artist, Jeremy Moran, is gonna join us at some point with his amazing
animation.
Yeah, he's like draws his own animation.
He also writes like the stories and the stuff behind some of these shorts that he's had in a bunch of film festivals.
Yeah.
So we're very proud of him. Oh, What Rice, Oh, What Beans is award winning. What's the other? What was the other one that was in a bunch of film festivals?
Well, he's been working on Squiffle Will Die, which is a
Squiffle Will Die is pretty fun.
Character of his.
So Jared's going to be a treat to have on. Can't wait for that. I really want to have on that gentleman, that tattoo artist that my cousin Chris introduced us to. Happy You're Here tattoo shop in North Carolina. It's a tattoo shop that exists purely for. Oh, hey, Dabs and Drums, what's up, man? Good to see you, Dan. Yeah, maybe we'll have Dabs and Drums back on too in the new year. Check out Dabs and Drums' streams. They're a treat. They're really fun, and they do all sorts of wild shit. Yeah, and it's been cool to see you all kicking it and having a good year so far, eating lots of food and celebrating the holidays together, you and Shannon. So we'll say what's up to Shannon for me, Dan, and keep doing your thing.
Oh, and we're gonna do we're gonna do some live stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna do some live events, maybe a live tomorrow show.
There's some really cool Hope for Us network stuff coming up that'll be live this spring.
Yeah.
And we got a capture card, so we're gonna do some cool Switch stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna stream some Switch. So get at us.
We didn't talk about how Mike just completed all of Tony Hawk 1. He just beat it.
Pro Skater 1. Tour complete.
Yeah, he completed a tour. He's gotten insanely good.
Jump and grind, jump and grind, jump and grind, jump and grind, jump and grind.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm so bad, and he's so good. Also, I noticed the other day that Oregon Trail is on Switch, so I'm probably gonna get that today.
It's like an elevated Oregon Trail.
Really?
It's like Oregon Trail on it's like
on roids.
It's like the ones they had later, like Oregon Trail 2 for Windows.
Yeah, I'd be down to play that. But yeah, we'll probably have some fun with some Tony Hawk and some Mario Kart streaming. We might stream some Animal Crossing. You could get a little more acquainted with Hope Island, Aaron's Island. But send us your Switch IDs if you guys wanted to visit some islands or you wanted to play Mario Kart together over the network. Lots of different things that we can do. Also, I want to play Burger Time, classic arcade game. I'm not sure if you're familiar.
Yes.
Classic.
Yes.
And it is kind of very Donkey Kong in nature, or Pac-Man, where it's just the screen, nothing too fancy. But I think we'd have a blast doing some Burger Time and maybe some other old school arcade, NES, Super Nintendo, Sega, whatever. So we got a lot of stuff to be thankful for. So thank you to the Hope for Us Network for the new key light. That's pretty cool. and the capture card.
Yeah.
And AC, congratulations on season 2 beginning of Sign of the Times, man. Super fun. Thanks for the shout outs on your show on Friday. So everybody check out the YouTube if you missed Sign of the Times or any past Tomorrow shows and you want to get caught up. I would highly recommend the episode in which Dabs and Drums was our guest, so you can see like the crazy shit that he brought to the table on that episode and everything else. So, okay.
Hell yeah.
One more. Keanu Reeves, Simple Way to Be Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here.
I like that one.
Hey, number 14. This is something Keanu would do. Number 14, you see? All right. Buy someone asking for cash a sandwich. Hell yeah. That's a way to be excellent. So, in the words of George Carlin playing Rufus in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and until next time, be excellent to each other. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Be excellent to each other.
Happy Sunday, guys.
Happy
Have a
Sunday.
Good
Happy 2023.
week.
See you in 2 weeks on the next Tomorrow show. AC, love you, buddy.
Bye.
Bye, guys.